Shoe Talks Quarantine Edition. Today I'm inviting Marika of Stifle Work NYC. I've known her for a very long time and I admire her work. She teaches shoemaking and boot making at FIT in RISD. She makes beautiful, whimsical boots that are really practical and very well made. I've been admiring her work. We catch up on occasion when we do see each other. I have heard on her Instagram that she had to move amidst all this coronavirus pandemic. So I just wanted to check in to see how she's doing and hear about her projects that's going on right now. Okay, let's see if she's here. I'm going to invite her in to the call. Let me see. Oh, she's not here yet. All right. She's not here yet, but I think it's okay. Let me see. If anybody has any questions, let us know. There's Shoemakers that joined us. Pergamina Leather, thank you. Hi, Lorna. Okay, let me see. I might have to text her. So hold on a second. I am going to try that again. Video paused. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna see if Stifle Work NYC is here. Nope. Let me see. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I think Marika's on Instagram, she said. So join us. All right. Hi, Bathkey Bespoke. Thanks for joining us from the West Coast. Let's see. Thank you, Zoe Greenhouse.
I guess it didn't work.
It worked. Hi, how are you, Marika?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, good. You're online. How are you? Are you at home at the moment?
Well, at my studio, yes.
Yes. Oh, home studio. Wow.
Well, it's my new atelier. This is it, man. No more other studio.
Well, you have a window with natural
I got two
light.
windows.
Yeah.
I got the sewing machine.
Uh-huh.
You know, I got my
nice.
I got all my
Let's start from settling in. You can sit down and, you know, relax. Oh, I forgot my tea. I made my tea and I left it. But I saw that you've been baking. It's amazing. How's quarantine affected your work and craft other than your personal life?
Well, I have to say at first I think I've just been very tired at first. The first few weeks were kind of like just kind of trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
Same. And then you know, I'm teaching 2 courses at Parsons this semester and evening courses and moving from, which is making in fashion products. And so let me just clip here so I don't have to hold it. Like, I got this little thing so I can actually do, you know, things for our students. But anyway, so then moving from like making, it's you know, anything. It can be like accessories. I think it's a cross between accessory design and industrial design, really.
Okay.
And moving from that making by hand to go online is tricky if you haven't thought about it before, you know, and then suddenly you're like, oh, how would I do that, and how can I? And also a lot of the students don't have, you know, they're in quarantine, or they were planning to use the shops, you know, like laser printing, 3D, you know, laser etching, 3D printing, maybe screen printing, woodworking, like all these different things. And suddenly some of them don't have any of the materials. Now all they have is paper.
Wow.
And maybe some sketching utensils, you know? And so like, how do you make this creative and not just like a total bummer, you know? How do you engage?
Yeah.
And that took a little while. And then also like, how do you actually make the students, you know, be excited about the challenge rather than just like, wow, what the heck? You know, I had all these ideas and now I am, you know, I have paper. Are you kidding me? And you still want me to make things for, you know, a final collection. So, but I think some really kind of stepped up to the challenge. And I think it was also good for me to kind of just playfully, creatively, kind of like figure things out and see.
Yeah, and adapt.
And luckily we have now, you know, YouTube and like all these things that you can find that are amazing. And so we started dying with, you know, spices from the spice cabinet, you know, paprika, and then like, I have some beet juice. What can I do with beet juice? And like all I have is paper towels. I can do embroidery on paper towels, you know, like wow, things like that. So
wow, that is amazing. I was wondering how you do studio work online, because that's a hard one. You know, like everything's so like tangible. You want to feel it. You want to see the details, and so that's amazing that you're doing that, and that it's not necessarily footwear. It's like industrial design.
It can be bags. It can be, you know,
bracelets,
body
jewelry,
adornments, masks. It can be a perfume bottle. It can be basically anything that is, you know, like not garment, like like it could be like body armor, you know. So people have like students have been like really, really creative, and you know, you have in one class maybe 17 students or 16 students, and everybody has a totally completely different take on what they want to do and how they see their creativity and their design eye and like what they want to concentrate on. So it's been very challenging in a good way.
I bet you get really influenced by it too in exchange. Like you're giving them a challenge, but you're also getting like, you know,
absolutely
creative juice. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, teaching has always been for me very inspiring, you know. Being inspired by students, because like I'm a maker. I'm sitting in my studio by myself. I love that. I love to create and make and you know, think and work with individual clients or work on my you know, my like collection. But then I've always needed that kind of where you give something but you also get something back, you know. So that for me has always been very important. I don't think I would be a good teacher if I would only teach, really. I need that. I need the time to make, but teaching is a really great outlet, and also to get some energy back. And also sometimes, you know, you kind of get into a rut. You kind of like have your ideas, your style, the materials you work with, and then having somebody was like, well, I'm going to grow this out of mushroom, and I'm going to, you know, I think like I want to make something out of Legos, and I'm just going to make these sneakers, and I just kind of make my own outsoles with the CNC machine, and then like all this stuff, and you're just like,
and you're like, wow, you can do it. That's inspiring. Aw, you just showed us a little bit of your studio. I'm so sorry about like what had happened to you, you know, like I saw that you posted, and but it's, in a way, it seems like you kind of condensed into your space. And later, maybe can we ask you to show us some of the boots and the shoes and creations you've had, if you have any?
Absolutely.
Cool.
And actually, to tell you the truth, what was that?
Tell me.
Well, actually, I have the same amount of space, you know? Like, I have the same amount of space.
Oh, that's great. I thought you had to kind of carve space, but no, that's great.
No, I kind of just, what I did as I basically, my husband is not here at the moment, so I kind of moved the whole TV thing out, which I have been wanting to do for years anyway. And I always thought this living room would be a great workspace, because I've been thinking about, you know, workspace, and also in New York City, and rent, and like how to conserve overhead. And so I've been kind of very remotely thinking about this possibility. Yes. And then when this whole thing happened, which I know I am not alone, there's so many artists and makers who have either, I come from a fine arts background, so I know a lot of people that have had to go smaller with their art because they've had to bring their studio back home. Because when I moved to New York City 20 years ago, you know, I had, like, space was so affordable, you know, and it was, you didn't really have to think about it much. Right. And you would have these, you would just have a studio with other people, and it was kind of like just an extension of your, you know, practice. And then, and I think I told you when I moved, we had a 2-bedroom railroad apartment for $750 a month in Williamsburg, you know. Oh my God. And now, like, it's just, it's like fivefold. Yes, it's like five times more now. Yeah. So, and so how do you stay creative? Because, like, if you have to hustle all the time and think about your overhead and money and work more with whatever you're making your money with, you know, a lot of people, they have to do is like a day job, and what like, how do you just have to say goodbye to your creativity, or do you have to, like, make adjustments? And so, you know, so, and I know through this crisis I am not alone. There's a lot of artists that have like are in like sublets somewhere, and people have, you know, are not able to pay rents a lot of times, and so you just kind of get into these situations where, like, what you know, what's in it for the future. No, it's hard. The future is so, and I'm lucky I have the space. I mean, I am lucky I have space. A lot of people I know, they have no space. So what do? You just kind of say goodbye to your practice, or do you move? Or no, it's difficult. That's a question that I'm asking myself as well, you know, as a storefront owner. Now it's a very expensive storage space. It's, what I do. And we don't know how long it's going to go. We have no idea what the future holds. I'm waiting it out a little bit, but I don't know how long I can do it for. So but when it's, like, brought to you as, like, it's just like thrown at you, you're just like, whoa, you know. So you let me just, I think that's my vegetable delivery. Hold on. Okay, go get it. That's okay. We'll get back to shoes. I want to see what she's working on now. That is so nice. Was it? I signed up with these guys called Misfits Markets, and it's like it's local farmers, and so you. Is it like a CSA? Yeah, but it's like it's like the vegetables, like the zucchini. It might be not straight, it might be curved. It's beautiful. It's all organic. And you kind of sign up online, and then you just on a weekly basis you get your package, and it's fruits and vegetables. It's very seasonal, but it's great. You can either do 1 to 2 people or 2 to 4. And so for me, 1 to 2 was perfect.